Left of the box. Before we get on to the actual, there's a couple things article-wise that I want to touch on with the Trans Visibility Day. Just a reminder to people who might be new to who I am. Yes, I am non-binary. That's what this flag is right here. This is the non-binary flag. I think I lucked out on the color scheme. Just saying. It's a pretty awesome color scheme. It hasn't been all that long that I've identified this way. Basically, it's once I joined social media. Because when I was on social media and I got exposed to other people who are non-binary, I got exposed to people, you know, putting it in their pronouns and things of that, like putting their pronouns in their bios and things of that sort. And it finally really got me thinking about, like, actually, how do I identify? Because I've always felt out of place. But the few people I knew who were non-binary were nothing like me. And so then after all this exposure online, I just kind of took a moment and be like, okay, if I took how I present out of the equation, how do I actually feel? And it was like a light bulb moment, like it just total, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm non-binary. Because I just kind of always assumed, since I was assigned female at birth and I present female, therefore I must be female. But I look back in my life and I've been saying it out loud my entire life in different things that I was saying, how I was saying things, the way I perceived the world, that it took me this long in order to just kind of figure out, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. What I was saying before, how I was feeling. Like even memories back into high school and some of the things that I was thinking or trying to figure out, like, is this what it means to be a woman? This doesn't quite feel like it's, I don't know if this is me. And yeah, so it's always been there. I just didn't have the language for it. But then as soon as I kind of clued into it, it's like, okay, we're just going full speed, no looking back. This is me. I know it without a doubt, like 100% confident. Like this isn't even something that I have to, like it wasn't, as soon as that clicked in me, I never had to second guess it. I knew. Like I knew. There was no doubt about it. And then I was able to get my birth certificate updated, my passport, my driver's license, all to reflect the gender X, you know? So
If I may ask, so with the social media component of your life and what you've learned from that, how do you think things would have gone if social media wasn't a thing, or if those connections that you've gained were not realized?
I'd probably still be referring to myself as a woman,
Hmm.
even though, like I said, it never felt quite right. Like I said it, but it was like I was wearing a suit, you know, a costume of some sort every time I said it. Like I felt so artificial.
Hmm.
And it's just something that I never really clued into because I didn't have the language for it. And like I said, the few non-binary people I knew were nothing like me. And now that I kind of understand it more and I embrace it more, I can't imagine what I would have been like, how I would have turned out if I had clued into it when I was a teenager. Like, would I be presenting as female as I do right now? I don't know. But I do know now there'd be times that I wish I could just present male sometimes when I'm feeling more of my masculine self. And it's something that I want to work on, do some voice training, maybe to see if I can get that, see if there's ways of doing my makeup to make it more subtly masculine features, but I can't, it's not, you can't just, for a lot of people, you can't just switch back and forth very easily, but there are times where I wish I could present more male. And there's certain spaces that I wish I could be accepted in because I've always been welcome into female spaces, but I'm not really accepted in them. Like I don't really fit in. Whereas with male spaces, if I get into them, I feel far more comfortable a lot of the times. Like I feel more like I fit in there. However, I have to get past that first gate in order to get there because I look female. So, you know, I really look forward to the day where I could actually just be accepted into a male space somewhere. Like a boys club online or something. where they just kind of take me for who I am. Or the idea of being able to wear a men's suit, like have a tailor-made men's suit at an event that is actually required for suits, you know? Like to me, that would just, oh, I'd love to have that, to be able to do that. Because I have no problems
I,
presenting female and hyper female at times, but I'd really like to lay out my masculine side sometimes.
as you were saying that, I was trying to picture like environments of where you would be welcome in masculine spaces just the way you are. And then, I can't really, I hope it's out there. I will put it that way. I
Yeah.
hope it's out there, but you know how those
Mm.
things get where you question or threaten
Mhm.
masculinity and things get real. So
Yeah. Well, it goes back to like high school where, you had the groups of friends and stuff, but there was so you have your larger group of friends that kind of orbit around each other, but then they usually section off into smaller groups, and then there's that group of boys in it. And I'd be the exception. You know, I'd be the one that was allowed into that group of boys because I was super chill. And, it usually in those situations, I'd always been the exception. Like even going back into elementary school when it came to playing games at recess and lunch, I was the only girl playing with them. And it didn't take them long to just accept me as, not treat me any differently because of the way that I fit in with them. And then that carried on into high school and stuff. Um, but, you know, trying to find other spaces where I can just let my masculine side of me out for a breath of fresh air, that is
right.
something I would like to do at some point.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I've heard you. I've known you for a little while. I don't think I've heard you say that before. So that's
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah. But it is something that I'm going to work on, see if I can do some voice training. It's so interesting because on the video editing program, I can lower my pitch. I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly how I would sound if I was a man. It's like, that is so awesome. But I can't do that automatically, and I wish I could.
I'm trying to picture what the response would be like if you did pitch your voice down in the editing software you use. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know. I wonder if you might want to give that a shot. Or I mean, I don't know. How often when you're editing do you like play with that option and then, you know, to yourself, like before you even upload the video, you're like, oh, I actually
Mhm.
enjoy this 5 minutes of this video here where I'm sounding the way I think I want to sound or I should
Mhm.
sound.
Yeah, I haven't, like, there are videos in my brain, essays that I want to work on, where I'm thinking that could actually help, um, and be part of the video in a way. But so far, I guess I haven't really found the need for it.
I really look forward to the day where I could actually just be accepted into a male space somewhere, like a boys' club online or something, where they just kind of take me for who I am. Or the idea of being able to wear a men's suit, like have a tailor-made men's suit at an event that is actually required for suits, Like to me, that would just, oh, I'd love to have that.